Hi, this is Amanda with Happy Big Day. We are here interviewing Chef Dennis Chan with Blue Bamboo here in Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to be here and talk to you today.
Glad to have you.
So I'm going to just get right into our questions. So my first question for you is, how did Blue Bamboo get started?
Well, my family's been in the restaurant business here in Jacksonville for over 8 decades.
Wow.
And almost 9 now that we've been here. And so it kind of is a family legacy that I'm continuing.
Does your family still have other restaurants in the area?
Everyone is all retired.
Good for them.
I'm left to carry the torch by myself now.
Now, who or what inspired you to start cooking?
Well, my grandfather, when I was a little kid, like barely a toddler, I would stand on this little red stool next to my grandfather as he was cooking in his classic Chinese restaurant. So at a very early age, I watched the way he cooked, watched the way he multitasked, and really, kind of picked up on that. And it was ingrained in me wanting to be in the restaurant business because you really see how happy your guests are, and when you make something that you've really cared about making and then serving it and seeing their delight.
A lot of love goes into cooking sometimes, and it's almost like putting your love into something and then sharing that with other people. So It's a lot of fun, I think, to be able to do that.
It is.
What are some of the challenges you face with owning a restaurant?
Well, we opened this restaurant here right in the middle of COVID, pretty much. We were in construction just as COVID broke. So the biggest challenge, I would say, is moving to a new neighborhood, to people not knowing you in the neighborhood, and then trying to earn their trust in the middle of when people are like really demanding a lot.
Not really leaving their house.
Yes.
What made you decide to move from your old location to this one?
Well, we've been in business for, at that point, we were in business for 16 years. And so we had a realtor help us find a piece of land that was in an area that we really wanted to be in, because a lot of our customers did live in this area, and they would travel to our old location. So we found it, we started building it, and then then the world pressed the pause button for a little bit.
What are some of the lessons that you've learned while cooking?
Oh, there's so many. Where do I start with lessons that we've learned? I guess besides the technique lessons, you learn that in business, you really want to just be there for your community. And that's a big part of what we do here at Blue Bamboo, is we really want the community to benefit from the things that we do. And so we participate in whatever we can, in the community. And, luckily our guests like us. So we just keep doing what we do to service.
What are some of the community events that you guys have been part of in the past?
Well, we just did one. It was a event at the WJCT studios. That's our local PBS station.
Oh, cool. And
it was to benefit the Beaches Fine Arts organization. And they had a dinner, and also they called it Dancing with the Stars. So local people in the community raised money for this organization by learning these really hard to do dances.
Oh, cool.
So it was us and probably about 8 other restaurants in the community that went to support this event.
What is your proudest accomplishment?
Well, by far, my proudest accomplishment is building this restaurant and being able to give this community something to be proud of. But a big award that I won just 2 years ago is Pillsbury has it's kind of like, everyone knows the Pillsbury Bake Off. So it's kind of the Pillsbury Bake Off for restaurants. It's called the Neighborhood to Nation Recipe Contest. And you submit your recipe, and Pillsbury takes it from there. They test your recipe, and they have all these judges that are their executives, and they pretty much tear your recipe apart and make sure that it's a usable recipe, and then they pick 5 regional recipes. And so we were one of the regional winners for that contest. And as they came to present, the Pillsbury Doughboy shows up, and they said, "You're not just the regional winner, you're the national winner."
Wow.
And that was for our Sunshine State Orange Crunch Cake. And we make a Mandarin orange cake here. It's been our signature dessert at Blue Bamboo since we opened, and they gave us the national prize. My favorite part was that the Pillsbury Doughboy showed up.
And then I saw you're on the Wheaties box.
Yeah, General Mills owns Pillsbury.
Yep.
So part of the prize was they made a Wheaties box for me.
So you have something in common with Michael Jordan.
Yes, and I didn't have to work out to be on the Wheaties box.
That's pretty great. So you said that the award you won was for your Mandarin Crunch Cake.
Yes.
How did you come up with that recipe?
Oh gosh, that probably about 30 years ago, a friend of mine and her father took me to this steakhouse, that well-known steakhouse, and so they ordered a whole cake of their signature cake for me, and it was a Mandarin orange cake, and I thought, this is so delicious. It had this beautiful pineapple cream cheese frosting, and so I said, I've got to recreate this cake. So my friend's birthday was a month after, and so I tried like a ton of different recipes just to get it right. And so when I made the cake, her birthday cake for her, she tried it, and she, of course she was like, oh, this is even better than the original cake. So I knew that when we opened Blue Bamboo, that cake had to be our signature cake. So we opened, and it's been a hit ever since.
With what you know now, if you could give your 15-year-old self advice, what would it be?
If I could go back and tell my 15-year-old self some advice or wisdom to share with, I would say, don't sweat it. It'll all be okay. You'll end up doing exactly what you love. You'll end up, it'll be all right. You'll get to do what you want to do. You don't have to stress about, making an impact in the world, because you will.
If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
I would love to have dinner with any of those classic French chefs that are so well known for their, following the Escoffier trail. If there could be a dinner with all of those chefs, that's what I would,
Big banquet table.
Big banquet table with all those chefs, and just learning about how they really did it, and how they wanted it, how they expressed those classic recipes.
I think that would be a fun dinner to do.
Yeah.
White
Yeah.
French.
So that's not one, right?
No? But
Yeah.
That's okay.
French cooking is regarded as the standard for any classic dishes we do. Our American food is based all on French technique and food. So I think that's probably why I benchmark on that, because of my training, and because of that's kind of the standard. So that's why I would regard that as
it's like the building
something
blocks
to learn. Yes.
to a lot of other cuisines.
Yes.
You went to the Culinary Institute, right?
Yes, I did. I went to the Culinary Institute of class of 2000.
What is the weirdest thing in your refrigerator at home right now?
Weirdest thing in my refrigerator right now at home, I have some pre-cooked bacon. Shame on
bacon.
me. Yes.
What are you going to be doing?
It's a shortcut for, my two boys go to school every morning. We're up at 6 o'clock, and, they need a quick breakfast before they go into school. And so no time for even bacon to cook. in the morning.
This way it's like a grab and go.
Yes, that extra 5 minutes I get to sleep in
Nice.
is worth it.
When you are not working, what do you like to do to relax? Although I think we kind of answered this question already.
Yeah, when I'm not working, I love to go to other restaurants. I love, I actually love looking at grocery stores for new ingredients.
So probably some really fun things that you find just kind of wandering the aisles.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is your favorite meal that you've had? A favorite meal that you've had?
A favorite meal that I've had. One of the best meals I had was many, many years ago. I went to an Italian restaurant in New York City, and I was there with my mentor, who's Ming Tsai from. He had a show called East Meets West. He had a show called Ming's Quest, and he's also on Iron Chef.
Iron Chef, okay.
So he and I went to New York City to do a demo at Macy's, and so he was there doing the demo, and I was his, assistant. And we went that night to Babbo, and just a great Italian restaurant. He just kept sending out food to us, and it was just fun to sit there in that. This is a highly hard to get into restaurant, and they just kept sending food to us, and everything was so good. And Joe Bastianich, who is also I think he's either on Master Chef or Top Chef, one of those shows, and he was the one that was he's the manager, so he was kind of tending to us at that time. So.
What is your favorite kitchen tool or appliance? And why?
So my favorite kitchen tool is the Japanese mandolin. And they're not really expensive, they're just basic mandolins, but they're super sharp, and you always get beautiful clean cuts. They make the most beautiful garnishes for salads, for anything. And it's a tool that I couldn't do what I do without.
What is something about you that only a few people know?
What people don't know about me is I was a VIP tour guide at Walt Disney World.
What?
Yeah, so I was a tour guide to anyone who needed special assistance when they came to the parks, whether it be celebrities, CEOs of big companies. I got to show them around around Disney World.
So you said been in business for 16 years.
Yeah.
And then you had a restaurant before this. Do you have like a end goal? Where's this it?
Yeah, well, right now our end goal is just to be able to keep supporting the community. Right now it's here at this restaurant, and we're doing great building our business. We just do a lot. We do cooking classes. We have a cookbook with another one on the way soon.
Oh, wow.
We do a lot of catering for community events. We just feel like we're honored to be able to do what we do. Who knows what after that? Hopefully, who knows if either one of my kids will be interested in this business to continue our family legacy.
Well, Chef, thank you so much for having us here today. It's been a pleasure talking to you and getting to know you, and we look forward to joining with you again here at the restaurant, I'm sure for another cooking class.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for having us.
Oh, happy to be here. Thanks.